I can't lie, I think whenever it comes to resource packs in Minecraft, my favorite genre has to be those that completely rework the mobs in your game. And that, my friends, is what today's video is all about. Today, I'll be giving you guys 10 plus recommendations of resource packs that will completely revamp the mobs in your world to make your Minecraft world feel that much more alive. And yes, if you are curious, a lot of these do have fresh animation support, and I'll make sure to have those linked down in the description as well. But if you guys do enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like and maybe subscribe. I would definitely appreciate that if you guys would like to see more videos from me. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump into it. Starting things off, I want to talk about 𝗦𝗧𝗔𝗡𝗧 Revamped. Now, this is a really cool pack because it basically takes all of the default skins that Minecraft has and turns them into zombies, as well as adding a bunch more variants aside from that. So we have that skin there, we have Alex here, we have another skin that comes with, you know, the villager farm hat. We have just a regular Steve zombie, another default skin, but as I spawn more of these, you'll start to see some unique variants. For starters, we have the baby zombie, which is a crawler. There also is regular baby zombies, as you can see here, but there still are the crawler variant to kind of mix things up. We have this variant right here with, you know, a sword through its head, looking like somebody in this world before us tried to take them down, but we're unable to. And I'm just going to keep spawning some more, see if we can get some more unique ones here. I think we've basically seen a majority of the base variants. So we'll go ahead and move on over to the drowned. So let's go ahead and move on over here because there are quite a few drowned variants. So let's go down underwater. As you can see, this one is wearing a puffer fish over its head. We have another drowned variant right here. We have a Necromancer King, I think it's called on the pack description. Basically one of the drowned that holds a trident, so you can very easily tell which drowned has a trident and which one doesn't. So yeah, really cool stuff coming from the drowned side of things. If we go ahead and head on over to a snowy biome, you'll see that we also have snowy zombies, which look just absolutely fantastic. And of course, we also have to head on over to the desert. As you'll actually see, plenty of these zombies have unique variants, with some of them even coming with cowboy hats. And of course, there are some unique husks as well. As you can see on this one, really cool texture as it looks like it's just kind of falling apart at the seams. And yeah, here's the adult version as well. So really, really nice pack. We even have a mummy right here. Just fantastic work from Al. And as you'll see in these next few packs, he absolutely cooks. You know, completely unrelated to the video, but I don't think I've properly used candles in Minecraft before until this video, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of rocking with them. Anyways, next up we have Al's Boss Rush, and I know a lot of people like to talk about how the Warden isn't a boss, yada yada, but it does retexture the Warden. As you can see here, we have a cheeky little Hollow Knight reference, but we also have a lot more retextures. This one right here is directly inspired by the early concept art for the Warden, which I think is super cool. This one is like one that honestly I feel should be in the game, but maybe it's a little too spooky for some. This is another one that is also directly inspired by some early concept art. And there is another one. Yeah, we just have the base Warden here with a little bit of a facelift, because I believe the base Warden doesn't have these little shoulder pieces here, as well as the actual little spine design here as well. Next up, of course, will be the Elder Guardian, so I'm going to go ahead and spawn him in. And as you can see, there's a little bit extra going on here. We got some coral growing on him. He's got his, you know, moving eye and everything. Looks very nice. Even got some fins on the side. I like the design. Moving on over from the Elder Guardian, we, of course, have the Wither. And this is probably my favorite part of the entire pack because the design is so well made. If you actually pay attention and look inside of the rib cage of the Wither, you'll actually notice that that is where the nether star is placed that you of course get after, well, you end up killing the Wither. And of course the actual skull design looks really clean. It's really, really spooky, but honestly that nether star just kind of brings everything together for me. And of course having a unique boss bar is also really cool as well. And as we go over to the Ender Dragon, you'll notice that she also has that unique health bar design, and she of course also has a unique design in general. Kind of reminds me a little bit of a dinosaur more so than a dragon. I don't know if that's just me, but it is a cool design nonetheless. And it also completely retextures the dragon head, which of course looks fantastic. And I actually haven't tested this out yet, but I kind of want to see. Oh yeah, we can make it chomp. And honestly, that's all that matters. And while we're in the end, we might as well talk about owl's Enderman Revamped, which is probably a pretty good preview of what an end update might look like. Now, if you're looking at these Endermen right here and you're like, what am I looking at? Well, you might have not played Minecraft Dungeons, as these guys are directly from the Minecraft Dungeons End DLC. And honestly, if Minecraft does get an end update, we might see some Enderman variants that look similar to this. Now, these can only spawn in the end, which I think is absolutely fantastic. You're only going to end up seeing these guys if you come to the end. So we have this guy, which I don't really know his name, but I'll put it on screen. We got this guy, which I didn't know Enderman would ever have another color aside from purple pink, but that's really cool. And then we got this guy who's got a lot of eyes. He's really chill. And yeah, they're super cool. If you were curious, by the way, there also is unique variants in the end. So, of course, we have this warped Enderman, which, you know, a lot of Endermen spawn in the warped forest, so it only makes sense that they get their own unique texture. And if you're ever in a Soul Sand Valley, they also have their own unique texture as well, with the blue eyes, as well as a bunch of soul sand on their arms and legs. Moving on to our final pack from Owl before we move on to other pack creators, we of course have Owl's Spiders Revamped. And the best part of this pack is the fact that there are special spider variants that are biome dependent. We of course have the regular spider right here, which if you are an arachnophobe, maybe this will kind of creep you out a little bit, but the pack is totally worth using for these special spider variants alone. And honestly, Al, I don't know if you're watching this video, I know you watch some of my videos, but if you ever made a pack with just these special models that spawn in these biomes, oh, I would love you forever, and I would absolutely never stop using it because the scorpion spiders is such a cool idea that I don't think I've seen anyone else ever do before. But that isn't where Owl stopped, because of course you do have these scorpions that can spawn alongside the regular spiders in deserts, but Owl also decided that he wanted to make special crab variants, and these crabs can spawn in places like mangrove swamps as well as beaches, and they just look absolutely fantastic. I mean, that is a whimsical looking crab, if I say so myself. And if this were ever a standalone pack, so I don't have to worry about the super creepy yet really good spider model over there that just despawned, then that would be awesome. Okay, so next up for the video, let's stop talking about hostile mobs and talk about some passive mobs. And here we have a pack known as Bees Reimagined. And I gotta say, this pack perfectly encapsulates what a bee would look like if it weren't, you know, huge and chunky. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the huge and chunky bees that Minecraft has by default. But if you are somebody that wants your Minecraft to just, you know, look a little bit more on the real side, I guess, and have smaller bees to kind of accomplish that look, well, with this pack, you can definitely do that. These look fantastic, really, really well-made models, and it just fits perfectly in this little bee dome that I created forever ago. And yeah, I'm just a massive fan of how this pack turned out. So this next pack might seem a little weird, but it is called Splendous Sniffers. If you guys don't know, I've always been a very big fan of the sniffer mob, but you know, it's just kind of a little underutilized by Mojang, but this is the base sniffer design. And like a lot of these packs in today's video, the sniffer has a specific design depending on where it spawns. So we have this little swamp sniffer right here, which I mean, honestly, looking a little rough, buddy. Not that the texture is bad. You just look like you stink. We'll go over here to the mangrove swamp and throw this guy down. You'll see that he has like these little propagules that the other one didn't have, and he's a little bit brighter. I can go ahead and move us on over to another biome. So here we are in a winter wonderland. So of course we get a winter wonderland sniffer. If we move on over to a desert, we can get a desert sniffer. If we head on over here to a jungle, we of course will get a jungle sniffer. And oh, that that looks kind of funny, actually. Whoa! Okay, the bamboo crop is kind of flying whenever it's on his nose. And I'm sure I would probably get questions if I didn't show it, so this is what the sniffer looks like if it spawns inside of a cherry biome. Now, of course, you might be asking yourself, why what I want sniffers. Well, if you guys do use my mod pack, or you guys have just installed the glowing torch flower mod, it's actually really good to get sniffers now, because these can actually function as torch blocks essentially. So you can actually place these at night without having to worry about ugly torches lighting everything up, which makes sniffers a little bit more, you know, useful, considering they're not really useful at all without it. And it is kind of nice because you can just kind of collect these sniffers and put them in a, I don't want to say a prison, what's the word I'm looking for, a zoo, which is, I mean, kind of like a prison. But yeah, you could like collect all the different sniffers if you'd like by getting all the eggs, placing them in different biomes, hatching them there, and, you know, getting all the different designs that you can. And if you end up using the glowing torch flowers mod, then they actually serve a use, because you could use these as a lighting source. Alright, so for this next resource pack, I'm actually gonna have to show you guys like some photos, because there is just so much going on here. But this one is called Better Skeletons. Now, to give you guys just a brief idea of what this resource pack does, is it implements some more skeleton types. So as you can see here, here is a villager skeleton, this is a piglin skeleton. Over here, I believe we have, yeah, just the normal skeleton, and this extends to all of the skeleton families. So we have a regular stray here, we have a piglin skeleton stray, we have a villager, which this one is definitely frozen over with a lot of ice, and this of course is also going to extend to things like wither skeletons. So you'll have the different variants for piglin, for regular skeleton, and for villager. Now, where things get really cool is just the sheer amount of variants dependent on biome. You have deep dark skeletons, you have swamp skeletons, you have skeletons that spawn in rivers, you have skeletons that spawn in oceans, you have skeletons for old growth forests and birch forests, dark oak, and etc. There is just a ton of variety with this pack, and it means that every single time you play Minecraft, you might see a skeleton variant that you've never seen before, because there's just that many. This pack is super cool, and it extends to all of the skeleton family, aside from the bogged, I believe, because this pack is from before 1.21, but I am playing on 1.21 right now. You can actually go ahead and pull out the mace, and just to show you guys, it works perfectly fine on 1.21, although I am sad that the bog doesn't have variants yet. Now, onto a pack that is by the same creator. The Sniffer pack and the Skeleton pack were all by the same creator, Creeper Max. This is Porkier Piglins, and as it might sound, it introduces quite a few different variations of piglins to your world. So, as you guys can see, this little tiny one over here has a monocle. This one has just full-on glasses. There's a little bit more going on with these designs. You even have the little mask right there as well. And there are different add-ons for this resource pack as well that is baked into it. I'll actually show some pictures on the screen right now. If you want something that is a little bit more out there and way more noticeable, then you can add these add-ons for things like foliage that grow on top of the piglins, and, you know, changing their skin tone if they spawn in a basalt delta, that kind of stuff. But otherwise, you're going to get some pretty simplistic stuff that you would probably see in vanilla Minecraft. If we go to this warped forest here and we throw down some piglins, you actually notice that they have some blue on them because, well, they came from this biome. If we go over to the nether waste, it is just the regular kind of leather color. If we do it in a basalt delta, it'll be gray, and if we do it in a crimson forest, it will be red. But yeah, they are some pretty nice designs. It also works for the zombified piglins as well, and this one is a lot more subtle than some of his other work, and I think it's honestly perfect if you're trying to get that vanilla feel. Also, this should totally go without saying, but a lot of the pack creators that I've covered so far in this video make other packs, and I'm not exactly covering every single one of them that they've made. You should definitely check out these creators, because there are some really cool ones that I haven't covered in this video, mainly because of time's sake. But let's go ahead and move on to the next one. For our next pack of the video, this is one I've been getting a lot of comments about for like a month. So I'm finally going to cover it here today, and that is Drodi's Illagers. Now I'm in peaceful mode. Now, I have covered Illager resource packs before that completely change the way the Illagers look depending on the biome that they spawn in. And while this resource pack doesn't do that, the quality of these models is out of this world. I mean, look at this captain right here, dude. He looks so cool. He's got the scar on his eye. These guys have leather armor on. You can see the quivers in the back. Now, of course, I don't know if this really changes the Ravager texture on its own. Okay, it does a little bit. bit. I can see that the eyes are a bit different. The evoker looks really, really cool. The new evoker design looks absolutely fantastic. And again, you'll notice that this one is kind of a battle hardened one as well. So we got some nice variants in there. I think most impressive of all though is the witches. The witches are just amazing. I mean, these look like something that you would see straight out of Minecraft dungeons. And I really like the fantastical approach with the witches having the cauldrons on their backs and these little, you know, satchels and the potions and everything. It looks fantastic. One of my other favorite things as well is that if you are doing a raid and you have a illager that is riding a ravager, you'll actually get a unique texture where it looks like it's using a crossbow mount on top of, I can't exactly remember what those things are called, but the big crossbows in medieval times, they're on the back of the ravager and they use that to shoot at you. So really, really well made resource pack here. Something that I could honestly see being put into vanilla. It doesn't really stray too far from what you would expect. And yeah, this pack is just absolutely amazing. Now, another pack from Drodi is, of course, as you might expect, a villager version. So we have Drodi's villagers to go alongside Drodi's illagers. Now, this one is really nice because not only does it do the villagers, but just like the previous one, it also does the subfamily. So we have Wandering Trader and Iron Golem textures, specifically the Iron Golem just looking like this, which in my opinion, looks really, really clean. I really do like the new Iron Golem, looks fantastic. But what I think is really cool is the Wandering Traders actually looking different depending on the biome that they spawned in. So we have a little taiga right here. I don't believe there's one specifically made for the cherry biome, so these guys are just your regular plains wandering traders. If we go ahead and throw down some villagers, this is what the just regular plains villagers look like. If we go to the taiga, here's what the taiga villagers look like. This is of course before they get their professions. I can go and show you guys a few extra screenshots of all over the game. And this again, just like the illagers pack, is very vanilla friendly, and yeah, it just looks really, really good. A nice upgrade from the base game without going too far. As I say at the end of every video, all good things must come to an end, but before they do, I have a pretty underrated pack to show you guys called Baby Animals Remastered, and I'll just let it do the talking. Here we have ourselves a regular pig, and here we have ourselves a remastered piglet, dude. Oh my goodness gracious, man. It looks fantastic. My favorite definitely has to be the chicken. We have our regular chicken. And then we have our chick, dude. You can't tell me this isn't okay, what are you doing, buddy? This is fantastic, dude. I absolutely love this resource pack. It is so adorable. Watch the little chicks follow its chicken mother around, man. It's fantastic. We also have the cow. So we have our little buddy right here. He doesn't want to look at me. He wants to fight me a little bit. But, you know, he looks a little weird, but you know, we vibe with him. We also have the mushroom baby right here, just, you know, kind of chilling. We have the baby sheep, and I really like this one. I feel like this one is pretty slept on because you can't shear a sheep in Java Edition, so it kind of makes sense that the baby sheep just doesn't have, you know, wool that you can shear, so that's really cool. We have the baby wolf, which is currently mad at the sheep. Oh goodness. Oh, I did not really think that one through. Not entirely, not necessarily. But you know, we have the baby wolf. You know, he's really cute. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching today's video. I do apologize if it was on the shorter end or felt rushed. I really hate doing that to y'all, but I've been making plans lately and needing to make a bunch of videos in advance because if you guys are watching this, then I'm leaving for my trip to the Bahamas with my fiance. So yeah, whenever I get back, which will be in about a week and a half, something like that, expect uploads to be a lot more regular, but this will be my last long form video for a bit, and I'll have a bunch of shorts and TikToks and stuff out for the time being. But I do hope you guys did enjoy. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you all next time.